Hi, hello. So today I thought it would be kind of fun to tier rank every anime I watched and manga I read in 2023. I just want to talk about these things, and I haven't really been able to for the last, year. So I just thought this would be fun to do today. I don't really have any disclaimers. I just want to talk about all the things and rant or rave about them to you. So that's what we're going to do. All right, let's get into the ranking. Now, my filming setup, my camera's on top of a bunch of books and they're blocking this part. So that's cool. I'm just going to have to look around. Okay, so the first one I have here is Black Butler. So I read the manga of this. I only got through volume 5, which is right before the circus arc, or something about a circus is the arc name. I think I'm going to put Black Butler in B tier. Oh, by the way, I just left these as S through D. I don't like to mess with the tier names. They're so self-explanatory as they are. So we're just gonna keep them that way. Okay, anyways, Black Butler is going in B, I think. I'm not loving it, but I'm also not disliking it. I think it is kind of fun so far, but I'm not really connecting with it at all in any way yet. The atmosphere is really fun. I love the kind of Victorian England setting. It's so cool. I really like Sebastian. But I don't really love the rest of the characters yet. I'm hoping that'll change at some point, but for now, I still feel a little meh about it, but leaning towards, I really like it. So B. Okay, next is Bleach. I am completely finished with the Bleach manga. I haven't watched any of the anime yet, although I do want to. Bleach is going to go in S, I think. It's the first of the big 3 that I've ever finished. I really liked Bleach all the way through. It's so exciting. It's such a thrill ride. I've loved so many of the characters. It's going to hold a special place in my heart, I think, just because it's the longest manga series I've ever read. So I've been in that world. I've been with it for such a long time. I feel like I know it so well, and I'm really sad to be done with it. It's just been so fun. I've loved it. So I think it's going to go in S. Okay, next is Chainsaw Man. This is the manga cover, but I haven't read the manga. I've only watched the anime, which just has 1 season out right now. And I'm debating whether to put Chainsaw Man in A or B. I can definitely see glimpses of a really good story here. I think the Katana Man arc, which was the ending of season 1, was really good. I didn't love the beginning of it so much. It was just fine, but I don't really love the animation style. They're using a very interesting technique that I'm just not in love with for the show. I have seen glimpses of really good character work and really good storytelling, but again, it's not as prevalent as I would like. So I'm guessing it's really going to improve in the future, but for now, maybe top of B for now. I think top of B. Okay, next is Berserk. So I'm in the middle of the golden age right now in the manga, and I'm kind of like, I don't know, I think I'm a little over halfway through it. And I didn't really love Berserk at first. I didn't really like the first arc. Now I'm finally liking it, to be honest. So I think it's going to go in A for now. I have Berserk videos. I will be putting out the golden age video soon. I think if you're interested in any thoughts on that, more of my thoughts. But for now, I think I'm just going to go with it's an A. Just like with all these, that could change at some point in the future. It could go up or down, I'm not sure, but for now I think A is good. Okay, next is Rurouni Kenshin. So I am 3 volumes into this. This is a show that I used to watch when I was younger. I very religiously watched this every Saturday night. I loved it. And now I just want to read the manga. And I haven't talked about this a lot on my channel because the mangaka is apparently quite problematic. Very easy to look up. If you just search the mangaka's name and just go to his Wikipedia page, you'll see what I'm talking about. So I just haven't wanted to talk about it because of that. But I am talking about it now. I do really like Rurouni Kenshin. I don't think it's as exciting as some of the others, so I think I might put it in B. It's going to be more of a character-focused story. I can really tell just about Kenshin, the main character, and his journey of self. So it's fun, but I'm not super connected to it yet, and it's not as exciting as some of these other things. So I think I might want to put it in top of B for now. Okay, next is Demon Slayer. Okay, so I'm watching the anime of this, and I have only watched through the Entertainment District arc. I haven't started the Swordsmith Village. I don't know how I feel about the Swordsmith Village. I've actually heard kind of some negative things, so I'm kind of scared to start it. That's why I haven't started it yet. As far as The Mugen Train especially, and Entertainment District arcs, I thought they were just amazing. I have loved them so much. They're so exciting. They're so good. I binged both of them. I just carved out like 4 hours on a Saturday for each of them, respective Saturdays, and just watched the whole arc straight through because I just wanted to binge them. I love the characters. I love both Tengen and Rengoku. And I love the other characters, the main characters too, like Tanjiro and Inosuke and Sangetsu. I love them all. I don't think I want to put it in S exactly, but I do think I want to put it in A, and I think I'm going to put it in top of A. I'm farther in this than Berserk, so I'm more connected to it. So that's why it's going up there. Okay, next is Jujutsu Kaisen, and that is going in S. Absolutely S. I've been watching the anime of Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm caught up with it, end of the second season, which has been absolutely phenomenal. Both the hidden inventory and the Shibuya incident arcs have just been so good. I wasn't expecting them to get this good at all. I am so fully invested in this story. We've had some really high highs and some really low lows, and all have just been so compelling. This is the first show, not even just anime, but first show in a long time where I've actually wanted to keep up with the weekly releases, and now that the second season is over, have wanted to get into reading the manga because I need to continue the story. I need to know how it goes on. So I think that's really significant to me. Like, it's significant that JJK has been that good in my mind to make me want to keep going this way and want to kind of engage with it in this way. I love it. I love all the characters. I love the animation. I even love the villains. I hate them, but I love to hate them. You know, they're scary. I love the main characters. I even love the overpowered ones like Gojo. I love JJK. If it keeps going at this pace, I could see it being one of my favorite anime / manga / stories of all time. I think I'm going to leave it below Bleach for now, just because I like that Bleach is a finished story and JJK is still ongoing. So I just want to leave it below Bleach for now. Okay, next is Black Clover. So I'm fully caught up with the anime of this. I haven't read any of the manga. I really enjoyed Black Clover. I'm going to put it in A, but I'm struggling of whether to put it above or below Demon Slayer. I don't know. I really enjoy Black Clover. I think it's so fun. I think I'm going to put it below, just because there's things I've liked in Demon. I like overall Demon Slayer, I think, more than Black Clover. Anyways, I love the characters in Black Clover. I love just the absolute ultimate just shonen-ish way that it tells its story. Like, it's just very shonen. I love all the shonen commonalities that are in this one. I love the way that teamwork is portrayed in this story, the theme of it. I love the kind of mysteries and the way that information is revealed. Like, you know, with the elf, was it the elf reincarnation arc? The way that story was told was really cool to me. I was really invested in that. I love all the black bulls. Oh my gosh. I love the mentor characters in this. Like, you know, Yami and Julius and Fuegoleon and Marioleona and Nozel. And there's probably some others that I'm forgetting, but I love so many of the characters. Black Clover has been a really cool story. I love how it's super high fantasy too. I really like Black Clover. Okay, next is Fruits Basket. Fruits Basket is S, probably above Jujutsu Kaisen. Fruits Basket is such an emotionally charged story. It's also finished. I have read the manga and watched the anime of this now, completed both of them, but just this last year I only watched the anime. It was really good. It's a really good adaptation of the manga. It's so beautiful to look at. It's beautiful physically, like in animation and art, but also just such a beautiful story. It's so complex and emotionally deep. I love all the character arcs that everyone goes through and how they're learning to overcome their trauma and just grow to be the best version of themselves, no matter how much they were held back in life by, you know, abusers. Fruits Basket is such a beautiful story. I love it so much. Anyways, okay. Next is Burn the Witch, which is, I'm probably gonna put this in B too. No, maybe low A. This is a really short, kind of limited series by the mangaka of Bleach. That's why I read it. I immediately finished Bleach, and then the Shonen Jump app recommended this one to me, and I was like, same creator. Oh my gosh, I have to read this. Like, I can't be done with Bleach yet. And lo and behold, come to find out, it's actually set in the same world as Bleach, so it was kind of perfect. It scratched that itch for me. And Burn the Witch is really fun because it's set in England, I believe, as opposed to Japan. And also, instead of hollows, they're fighting dragons. And it's so cool. And they're also witches. So it's kind of more like got those classical fantasy things in it. It's so fun. I've really liked Burn the Witch. I really hope that Kubo keeps going with it because I think it's really fun. I need to watch the anime of it. So the manga of it was very fun. Like I said, I just want it to keep going, but I think I'm going to put it bottom of 8 now just because it was really, really cool. Next is Mob Psycho 100. Okay, this is the anime. I've only watched the anime. I'm in the middle of season 2 right now, and it's definitely going in A. Where do I want to put it in A, though, is the question. Well, while I consider, I guess, I will just say that I love Mob Psycho 100. It's so much fun. I love Mob. Oh my gosh. Possibly my favorite shonen protagonist that I've ever seen. Not sure. I love his look. I love his haircut. It's so funny. I love Mob so much. I just want to give him a big hug most of the time. I love the way that the anime is drawn and it's animated. I love the relationship between Mob and Reagan. I also love Reagan very much. I think he's a very interesting and well-written character. The action has been pretty good. It's been very exciting. I've liked the other side characters, especially that one kid. I forget his name, but he's blonde and he's like the other Esper at the different school. I love how irreverent this is too. Like Salt Middle School, is that what they're called? And they're in Seasoning City. But I guess it's not irreverent, just kind of satirical. I'm not really sure the word to ascribe to this, but it's just very fun. I just love the comedic writing style. It's so funny. This is probably one of the funniest anime that I've seen in a long time. I like die laughing at some parts. It's so, so good. I absolutely love watching Mob Psycho 100. I'm not as far in as I am with some of these other stories, though. That's what always makes me hesitate putting it up farther. Like, I think I'm definitely going to put it above Burn the Witch. Do I want to put it above Berserk? I kind of want to put it above everything. Okay, you know what? I'm going with my gut. I'm going to put it above everything, even though I don't feel as deeply connected to it as I do with some of these others. But for now, I kind of want to move Berserk up too. But it's so hard because I've connected with Black Clover so much at this point, and Berserk I just haven't had enough time with. Okay, you know what? You're just going to have to understand that I haven't had as much time with Berserk, even though I do think it's really good and I like it. Berserk staying there. Okay, next is Pluto, which is on Netflix, at least in the US it is. Pluto is a very, very good story. I watched the anime. I didn't read the manga. It's by Urasawa. I'll correct myself if that's wrong, but I believe it's Naoki Urasawa. I know that Pluto kind of has is it more like a cult classic following, like a cult following versus super mainstream following? I'm actually not sure. I don't hear a lot about Pluto or Urasawa's other works that much. So I'm not really sure exactly how popular it is. Obviously, it's popular enough to have gotten its own adaptation. But other than that, I'm just not sure. I really, really liked Pluto. It is a slower story. I really wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it at first. But I think it really builds up into a really incredible, very deep story. It gets very emotional. The mystery builds so slowly. I mean, you're still learning things up to the very, very end. And I think that might be off-putting for some people, and it almost was for me, but I just stuck with it. And the ending is really, really, really good. Just so emotionally satisfying. It's so emotionally beautiful too, just like Fruits Basket, such a beautiful story. I love the way that it deals with robotics and artificial intelligence and all that kind of stuff. It's very interesting. It was very beautiful to look at too, very well animated. I think it's going to go top of A. Pluto's very good. I would recommend it. Okay, next is Kotaro Lives Alone. This, I'm putting this in S tier. I really, really loved this story. This is on Netflix. I found it on Netflix. It's just about this little boy that lives in an apartment alone. I didn't know if it was going to, like, what kind of tone it was going to take. It's very comedic, but it does get to be, like, it does have little dark moments here and there. But it's such a cute show. Oh my gosh, I love Kotaro Lives Alone. It's so heartwarming and also heartbreaking. It's really, really well written. I love the voice acting. I love everything about this little show. It's so cute. I could see this becoming such a comfort show for me that I just watch over and over and over in the future because it's just so freaking adorable. And it just cuts straight through to my heart so much. Kotaro Lives Alone is very good. Would recommend. Okay, next is Bubble, which is a movie. I don't know if it's based on a manga at all. I'm actually not sure. I just found it on Netflix and I watched it. It's really cool. I actually talked about this in my last wrap up and I don't remember where I put it, if I put it in A or B. My feeling is to kind of put it in B though, just because like looking at the other A's, I don't think I felt as good about this as I did about those. So I kind of want to put it in B. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to put it between Rurouni Kenshin and Chainsaw Man for now. Yeah. Bubble was really cool. I think the story was fairly weak. Like, I don't think they did quite as much world building as they should. And I'm not sure things progressed super organically, but I really liked the animation. I really liked the voice acting. I really liked the music. It was a very beautiful movie to look at. And I think the story was good enough. So, because like it managed to draw some emotions out of me at some point. So, you know, you're not a super inept writer to be able to do that. At least that's how I feel. So it wasn't bad. Like I don't want to put it in C for sure, but it wasn't great either. So I think B right there is good. Next is My Hero Academia. I am completely caught up with the anime in this. And in the wrap up where I talked about this, which is my fall wrap up, there were some opinions when I rated it higher than Berserk. It's kind of funny to read. I didn't know. I mean, it should have been obvious that that would kind of be a sticking point for some people, but I didn't really think about it at the time. I do really like My Hero Academia, but to be honest with you, some time away from it has kind of dulled my enjoyment a little bit. There are things I really like about it. I think it's really fun. It's just a really fun story. I like a lot of the characters, but I don't really love anything about My Hero Academia is a thing. I find it to be somewhat of a shallow story. Even though it's fun, it's a little bit shallow, and I just don't love the writing of it so much. It's like almost too juvenile to where I can't really connect with it that well because I don't think it really ever just goes deep enough or just feels compelling enough. The thing is, I find Black Clover and My Hero Academia to be really similar in a lot of ways, but Black Clover has really connected with me so much more than MHA has. I think it does a lot of what MHA tries to do, but better. I think time has made me love Black Clover more and it's actually made me look a little less favorably on MHA. It's really interesting because they're in subject matter, they're very different. I mean, like in genre, they're very different because MHA is like a contemporary superhero fantasy, while Black Clover is a very high fantasy, almost epic fantasy. And so it's interesting that they're different in that way, but they're very similar in tone and themes and character archetypes and tropes and stuff like that. So like I said, I'm a little bit dull on MHA now, so I might put it in B. I do think it's very fun though. If you're just looking for a good time, this show's got you. Okay, next is Attack on Titan. And you know what? Straight to the top of S. Not even a question. I don't know what in my mind is going to top Attack on Titan maybe ever, or at least for a long, long time. I think Attack on Titan is really lightning in a bottle. I think it's the perfect story. I don't find just hardly any flaw in it. I don't think any flaw comes to mind. I don't have any negatives to say about it. It is a story that has touched me more than any story ever has. I've connected with it emotionally in such a very deep, deep way. I think the mangaka Isayama is so good at writing the emotions of these characters, especially Eren. Eren is probably one of my favorite characters. And I'm not saying that I agree with everything that he does in the narrative, because I know people really like to jump on that. But I do think he's a very interesting character, and I do think he's well written. Just from a technical standpoint, I do really find Eren very interesting. The music is really fantastic. The art is very good. The fighting animation is so good, so exciting. The action scenes are just outstanding. Again, so exciting. I'm on the edge of my seat the entire time I watch Attack on Titan. It really got me back into anime as an adult because I used to watch it as a kid a lot. And then I kind of stopped for a while, and then I discovered Attack on Titan and I got back into it and I kind of had my own renaissance. So Attack on Titan has really just been so pivotal to me. And I think getting to experience the story like kind of live with the rest of the world, like I had watched it as it was premiering. Again, this is another one of the shows I watched as it was premiering, was just really special. It's something I haven't really gotten to engage in a lot in my life because I like to wait till shows are completely out and then binge them. So I usually don't have that experience. Anyways, Attack on Titan is just like the pinnacle of fiction, not just anime, but all of fiction. It's the best to me. I love it so much. It's going top of S without question. Okay, second to last, we have One Piece. Please don't hate me, but I think I'm going to put One Piece in C tier for now. Listen, I've not had the easiest journey with One Piece, okay? I started the anime, really liked it at first, and then it started to get so slow. I could barely finish the Arlong Park arc in the first season. It had gotten so slow at that point, and I just couldn't bear to watch each episode. So I really was disliking it then at that point, which is so sad to me because I really liked it at first. And then I tried to pick up the manga, but one of the other things I didn't like about the anime was the voice acting, unfortunately. And so when I tried to read the manga, I just kept hearing the voices from the anime in my head, and that also was making me kind of dislike it. So I just wasn't having the best time with it. So I've decided that I'm going to put One Piece down for a while, try to forget the voice acting, and then pick it back up after a while. So I haven't gotten to the pick it back up point yet. So at this point, it's still kind of not sitting well in my mind. So I just want you to know what my thought process is there, because I know that so many people love One Piece, and I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm just saying that I didn't have the best experience with it. I should have started with the manga. I think I really made a mistake going with the anime, but that's what I did. Like, unfortunately, that's just what happened. So I haven't had the best time with it so far, even though there's things I do really like about it, and I'm excited to get back into it, but I just need to give it that space, kind of. So for now, it's going in C tier because I don't look on it very fondly, even though I really want to, and I hope I do in the future. Really had to explain myself with that one. Anyways, lastly, we have Ouran Host School Heist Club? No, Ouran High School Host Club is what it is. I watched the anime of that this year just for shits and giggles because I thought it might be fun. And you know what? It really was fun. I actually really liked the show. I thought it was going to be so stupid and I just wasn't sure. But it's really fun. It's actually a really sweet show. I really like the relationship between all the characters, even though I thought it was just going to be not very deep. I thought it was going to be really shallow, but it's very, like I said, it's just very sweet. I also like that it seems very self-aware. Like, it's leaning into a lot of the tropes of shoujo manga and like harem or anti-harem. What's the reverse harem? Reverse harem. It's leaning into a lot of those tropes really heavily, but seemingly very much so on purpose. So it's been a really fascinating show. Like, it's another one that's kind of good for satire, kind of like Mob Psycho 100. It's a really fun show, and I think I want to put it an A and maybe below Burn the Witch, or I mean above Burn the Witch. Seems right to me. So there we have it. That is all the anime and manga that I read and watched in 2023. I had a really great year. As you can see, I have so many in A and S and even B, which I think B is a good tier. That means I liked it. I had a good time with it. I just didn't love it or really emotionally connect with it. And even C, even with One Piece, I feel very hopeful about. I don't hate it. I just had a bad experience and I need to try it again. So overall, I would say I had a pretty positive year and I'm very happy about it. If you had any favorite anime or manga this year or least favorite, I would love to know. If you have opinions about how I ranked things on this list, I would also really like to know. Even if you really disagree with me and think that I have trash opinions and trash tastes, I'm interested to know. Let me know. Anyways, I guess that's all from me. That's all I've got to say. I'm done yelling about these things now. Until next time, just have a really good day. Farewell.